ISKCON Coventry presents the Sunday devotional broadcast. Welcome and be inspired. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome to each and every viewer to this Sunday program. My name is Patita Pavandas, and I'm going to be the host for this evening. I will try. Anuragi texted me last week, I think it was, saying, would you like to be trying doing MCing in the future? And I sent a text back saying, far distant future. But that far distant future was next Sunday. So go Ranga. So we got a wonderful program packed for you for this afternoon, early evening. We'll be doing Srila Prabhupada Aarti. We'll be having a short video by Srila Prabhupada on the appearance of Bhaktivinod Thakur, I believe. And then we will go to Kirtans to Haridas Prabhu's house. And then after that, we will have class. So what an amazing Acharya the program this evening will be based on. Bhaktivinod Thakur. He had written hundreds and hundreds of books, and he participated translating and editing as well. And he had children, and his main children was Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Leela Prasad. And he had 12 other children apart from that. So amazing Acharya in our ISKCON lineage, residing in Mayapur and also in Jagannath Puri. What an amazing show it will be this evening to listen to the pastimes by Haridas Prabhu for the Bhaktivinod Thakur. So the first will be Damodar Prabhu. Is Damodar Prabhuji, are you ready to start Srila Prabhupada Aarti? Jai. Are you ready, Damodar Prabhuji? Damodar Prabhuji, are you ready to start?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes, start, Prabhuji.
Okay, Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Vande Moi Savadana Bhakti Vande Moi Savadana Bhakti Yahar Prasade Bhai Evavatariya Hai Krishna Prapti Hoya Uite Krishna Prapti Hoya Uite Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Kariya Lekya Arana Kariya Mane Asa Arana Kariya Mane Asa Shri Guru Charanati प्रसाद पूरे सर्व आशा, ये प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा, चक्षुदान दिलो जे जन्म जन्म प्रभु से, गांधो दे प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्तिया होते अविद्या विनाश होते, वेद गाया हर चरित, श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अदम जनार बंधु, श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अदम जनार बंधु, लोकनाथ लोक रे जीवाना, लोकनाथ लोक रे जीवाना, आहा प्रभु कर दया यह मोरे पड़ छाया, हा प्रभु कर दया यह मोरे पड़ छाया, एवयाति सुति भुवन दुई पाद लैला शरण, विपद लैला शरण, शिल प्रभुपाद पतित पावन, शिल प्रभुपाद पतित पावन, जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद, निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल।
जय नमया विष्णुपाद श्रीमदे श्री भक्तिवेदांत जगद्गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री गुरु महाराज की जय, गौर प्रेमानंद, हरि हरि बोल, जय. Thank you very much, Damodar Prabhu. Jai Hari Bol. Thank you. It's great, that this we're going into all the devotees' homes for Prabhupada Aarti, then class. It's a wonderful experience, new experience. So now we will have a short video, Srila Prabhupada talking about Bhaktivinod Thakur. Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
So, Bhaktivinod Thakur is an ideal guru. He was not a sannyasi, he was grihastha, householder, living with family, wife, children. Still he was guru. So this Bhaktivinod Thakur, regularly, he was coming from his office and after taking his supper, immediately goes to bed and wake up at 12 o'clock and he used to write books. He left behind him about 100 books and he excavated the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, organized how to develop that birth site, Mayapur. Bhaktivinod Thakur in the beginning wanted to develop this place very gloriously, befitting the holy name of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he started this movement of developing Mayapur. Bhaktivinod Thakur's aspiration that the Europeans, Americans and Indians all together dance jubilantly and chanting Gaur Hari.
this temple, Mahapur Chandrodaya temple, is meant for transcendental United Nations. But the United Nations has failed. That will be achieved here.
So from his dealing, from his life, we should learn how one can become a preacher in any stage of life. It doesn't matter what it is. Thank you.
Jai Gauranga. I'm sure Haridas Prabhu is in that video. I was watching but in the Panchatattva hall, and I'm sure I saw Haridas Prabhu dancing. Unless I'm just imagining it. In the lockdown, you're in your own home, and all you do is go to work and back, and then joining in on the book club and the temple program on YouTube. But I'm sure if devotees rewind back, there is Haridas Prabhu dancing in ecstasy in the Panchatattva hall while the kirtan's going on. Unless the clip's just taken that way, I'm not sure. So next we're gonna go over to Haridas Prabhu's ashram for the kirtans this afternoon.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Bhajan Yashamati Nandan, by Bhaktivinod Thakur. Yashamati Nandana Rajabarana Doro Yashamati Gopi Parana Dana Madana Gopi Parana Adiyana Mana Vidana Adiyana Vidana Amala Harinama Amiya Vinasha Vipina Purandara Navina Nagara Bharo Bhakti Vadana Swato Rajajana Palana Asarakana Nashana Rajajana Palana Asarakana Nashana Nanda Kodana Kodana Nanda Kodana Kodana Govinda Namanika Govinda Namonika Jamuna Tata Jara Gopiya Tanahara Yamuna Tata Jara Gopiya Tanahara Yamuna Tata Jara Bhaktivinod Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Gola Hari
Hari Bol Jai Gauranga. Wonderful kirtans, Prabhu's wonderful kirtans. Honestly, this is what we're missing in our lives, isn't it? This is now we're associating through the airways of the internet. Otherwise, we'll be doing this at the temple in front of our lordships, and that would be a wonderful experience. So, honestly, thank you very much for coming to each of our houses through this internet and blessing us with your darshan and kirtans. Jai Gauranga. Gaura Hari. Now we'll be going along to Jai Radhe's ashram in Rugby. So we are traveling a distance in this internet world. And Jai Radhe will be singing Jai Radha Madhav just before class, which will be by Haridas Prabhu. So hopefully Jai Radhe is ready.
Jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Ho.
Jai. Hare Krishna. Jai. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavalabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Gopi Janavalabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Shodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jagadguru Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol 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 Shri Radha Madhava Ki Jai.
Gauranga. Jai Radha, thank you very much for singing Jai Radha Madhav.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Jai Gauranga. So soon we'll be going across to Haridas Prabhu now for the main class about the Bhaktivinod Thakur, his pastimes, leelas, and family pastimes. So that'll be a wonderful for Haridas Prabhu to enlighten us about Bhaktivinod Thakur. So if Haridas Prabhu is ready, shall we go across?
Jai Ho, Jai Ho. Thank you very much. Just a little correction, Prabhuji. I'm talking about Vamana Dev's appearance day. I was asked, and on the GBC deputies, they said Bhaktivinod Thakur's appearance is tomorrow. So some people are celebrating today and some tomorrow, but Vamana Dev's appearance is definitely today. So I thought, let me talk about that. But I will say a little bit about Bhaktivinod Thakur.
Yes.
And sorry about the confusion. And but it happens. Sometimes Janamaspami, we don't know which day it is. It's so accurate. It's got into stars and everything. But then the moon, is at different gradients and
That's right.
different places. So anyway, we'll do that. Thank you very much.
Gauranga.
Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So welcome to all the viewers. And, to discuss the appearance of the Supreme Lord, his devotees, it inspires you equally because the devotees love the Lord and the Lord loves the devotees. And this Vamana Dev appearance is so beautiful. The Lord comes, to satisfy both the demigods and the demons. Because Krishna goes, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. Vinash. But in Vamana Dev's case, we like Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji. There was no killing. Vamana Dev did not kill anyone. Yet, previous avatar, which is Nrsingadev, killed thousands and millions and killed Hiranyakashipu as well. So, you can't predict what the Lord is going to do, but the Lord knows exactly what he's going to do and why he is doing it. And you will see there's Vamana Dev looking so beautiful. And the Lord demonstrated that you should never ever think he's got a material body. Like we are limited with our abilities. Purusham Nirishu, the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter that I am the ability in man. But the man thinks it's his own ability. It's like a finger. When I'm moving it, the finger thinks it's moving on its own, but I'm making it move. I can stop it, I can move it again. But it'll be wrong of the finger to think that it's moving on its own. When it does, you get worried. So what happens is, same way with the creation, Purusham Nishu, the Lord gives you the ability and he knows to what limit he wants to give that. But he himself can do amazing things. And this Vamana Dev appearance is absolutely brilliant. So what we'll do is, nobody's expert on the topics of the Lordship. They just take interest in it and they remember some of the points and then they share it with the devotees. So then everybody feels they're actually experiencing something. So what I've done is, Canto 8, I picked up chapter 18. It starts with the 17 about, Aditi actually doing Payo Vrat, and she did a special Vrat. And Kashyap Muni, told her, okay, do this vrat and you'll be able to invoke the Lordship. Because there was a situation in heaven where Bali Maharaj came and took over the kingdom. He did not kill Indra, but Indra somebody advised him, you better leave. So he just left. And that was very embarrassing because Indra had actually killed Virochana, Bali Maharaj's, father, and cheated him. And that's how they killed him. And Bali Maharaj had attacked him, and Indra had killed Bali. But Shukracharya ji brought back Bali because the Asuras or Daityas are being guided by Shukracharya, their Guru Maharaj. And Bali Maharaj is grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. And Prahlad Maharaj shows you the lifespan, came in Satya Yuga, and Bali Maharaj in Treta Yuga. Amazing. Prahlad Maharaj meditated on the Lord because that is a yuga for meditation, Satya Yuga. And Treta Yuga is for yajna. And Bali Maharaj did the yajna. And through meditation, Lord Nrsingadev appeared. And through yajna, or just before the yajna even, Vamana Dev appeared to Bali Maharaj. So it actually endorses what's in the scriptures for which yoga who appears. And for Satya Yoga, it's Sankirtana Yajna. And, excuse me, let me switch my phone off. And these yogas, they say how you can achieve the Lordship. And so the Leelas in Bhagavatam shows it that the devotees were able to invoke the Lord. So Aditi approached Kashyap Muni and said, look, our children are without a kingdom. It's embarrassing. What should we do? So they, Kashyap Muni said, if you do Paya Vrat, and once you complete it properly, then the Lord would appear. And that's exactly what happened. And that's mentioned in 8th Canto, 17th chapter. The Lord appeared first and told Aditi that I have a situation here, that I know what you are thinking. You want the deities who have come to actually, I got my notes on. And, excuse me. So, you want them killed. But the thing is, Bali Maharaj has been very, very nice to Brahmins. Because when he does yajnas, he involves all the Brahmins and he rewards them very beautifully. And not only that, just like Prahlad Maharaj, Bali Maharaj was also a great devotee of Vishnu. He did the yajnas to please Vishnu. So you can see, here's the demigods and the deities. The Lord is kind to both of them. Because Prahlad Maharaj is called the best of deities. Diti's children or generation are called deities, and Aditi is called adaityas. They are the demigods. So they are like stepbrothers. One extremely favorable to the Lordship, and the deityas generally are not, but within that Prahlad Maharaj and Bali Maharaj, even Virochana, they love Vishnu. And Shukracharya, the Guru, didn't like that. It is said that actually he didn't like that, that they were leaning towards Lord Vishnu. And it's amazing that people can be realized, and yet they choose either to like the Lordship or not to like him. That's your choice. The Lord never forces you. So you can see that even when we approach the Lord, it's with what intention are you approaching the Lord? Is it one of loving the Lordship, or are you using it as a business that you plead to the Lordship, can I have this? So he's just your order supplier, or you actually love him. I mean, that is the goal of your life. So Prahlad Maharaj would just meditate all the time. He didn't know that the Lord would appear as Nrsingadev. And another little amazing thing, that when Nrsingadev appeared, all the demigods were absolutely afraid. They didn't approach him. They couldn't approach him. Even Lakshmi Mata, she came And she goes, I have never seen my husband in this mood. She didn't even stay there. She just went back to Vaikunt. And Brahmaji just stood there. All the demigods, Gandharvas, they all stood there. But see the next avatar, Vamadev, when Vamadev appeared, Brahmaji came, Lord Shivji came, Gandharvas came. All of them came and gave gifts to Vamadev. The moon god gave the rod to Vamadev. All the other demigods got together, gave him the umbrella. You've seen the famous Vamadev with the umbrella. And the mother gave Kupin. And the Kamandalu was given by Lord Brahma. So everybody wanted to present it to the Lord. So the avatar before, they were scared of him. And the next avatar, they all attracted and he becomes approachable. And I think Deenadi Atma, I think that was the name of a Prabhu who came to Coventry a long time ago. And he said something very striking. He said that when Nrsingadev got angry, Ugra Nrsinga, he was so angry, the whole universe was shaking. I mean, it's not poetic or just literature-wise written like that because it wasn't shaking. You know, Dhruv Maharaj, when he did the meditation, he held his breath and the heavenly planets started to shake because the balance of the universe was disturbed. These things actually happen. I mean, we just experience shaking when the earthquake happens. And we get so disturbed by it. So Lord Nrsingadev shook everyone. And nobody could approach him. So then, you know, Prahlad Maharaj was approached saying, maybe you can pacify. Because they realized that it's because of Prahlad Maharaj, Lord Nrsingadev had arrived to protect him. Because his father was so cruel to him. But Prahlad Maharaj didn't call the Lord even then. A devotee is actually, you know, realizes that the Lord is going to protect me anyway because I've taken his shelter. It's like when it's raining, you know, if you have a good umbrella, you go out, you know you're not going to get wet. So when you really, you know, sure that you have surrendered all your life to the Lord and committed day and night 24/7, why should you be afraid? Because you know the Lord is the greatest. Mataha paratram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. There is no truth higher than him. No one, and sarva dharman paritejya mame kam sharanam vraj aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma shucha. Krishna even says, surrender unto me and I'll protect you. I'll deliver you. So Prahlad Maharaj was actually feeling safe all the time. And it is said, when Prahlad Maharaj approached, he was just looking at the lotus feet of the Lord. And if you look at this picture, you can see the Lord's lotus feet are beautiful. They're human. He didn't even look up because the devotee is so humble, he always looks down. And whereas those who think they're powerful, they like to challenge people and look them in the eyes. But all the demigods, all the demons, when they looked in the eyes of the Lord Nrsingadev, I mean, you all know it when we go to Mayapur. We take darshan of Lord Nrsingadev, deity, the Ugra Nrsinga. Honestly, you can't really stare at the eyes. You think, Adbhut, Adbhut. You know, his mouth is open. And so then everybody got afraid. But Prahlad Maharaj, he had so much love for the Lord. He was looking at the Lord's lotus feet thinking, the very personality I was meditating on, he's come, he's sitting in front of me. Oh, look at that Nrsingadev. You know, it's a deity, amazing deity, you know. And so when he looked at the lotus feet, he was drawn to him and he got a garland and he went to offer to the Lordship. And Lordship immediately became shant, became very, very peaceful. Well, you know, the child is innocent. I mean, we've seen in the temple as well, you know, no matter what's going on, a child will walk around, run around, even approach the speaker. I've had Gaurang, you know, Ravi Tej, Krishna's son, just come and sit in my lap while I'm giving a class. And you can't get annoyed about it because it's an action of love. So Prahlad Maharaj approached him that way and he offered the garland. And immediately, when Lakshmi came, you know, Lord Nrsingadev didn't become shantful. He actually, you know, stayed in the same mood. But when Prahlad Maharaj just looked up at him like father, my spiritual father, my supreme father. Immediately Nrsingadev became calm. And it is said he put his hand on his head and made him sit on his lap, where normally Lakshmi sits. And when we say Lakshmi Nrsinga, usually Lakshmi is sitting there. But he sat there and immediately looked in the eyes, and Prahlad Maharaj sat there like a proud son. He sat there like a proud son. So happy that, look, I'm totally protected. And at that time, Nrsingadev thought, look at the magic in his eyes. He's feeling so secure as a child. I wish I could come as a child. Before that, all the avatars, the Lord just appeared. Varaha, Nrsinga, Matsya, and Kurma, and Meena avatar. They all were without parents. But he said, I wish I could be a child. And that's how Vamana Dev came. He's called Upendra as well, means younger brother of Indra. And it's very interesting, we just say, oh, Vamana is the fifth avatar and he was born on Dvadashi. These are statements made, but we should delve into like the other areas as well. What was his mood? And what was his mood previously? And what was the mood afterwards of the avatars? And that sort of deliberation makes you realize the different aspects of the Lord. It's the same Lord. It's like the moon, quarter moon, half moon, full moon. You're enjoying the moon, and on full moon, everybody enjoys it. Sharad Purnima, how much we enjoy the moon there. And Lord Krishna even enjoyed the Sharad Purnima moon. So when Krishna comes, he exhibits all his beautiful qualities. But other avatars are equally beautiful. I mean, Varaha avatar as well. He said he's so beautiful, Adbhut. And he's a Bhor avatar. And when we see a pig or, hog or something, we really think a dirty animal. But when the Lord appeared, he looked so beautiful that Vyasdev said, Adbhut, Adbhut. But in the beginning, when you're devotee, you just think of that as an animal. But the realized soul sort of thing, it's amazing the Lord has such a soft body. And now look how he has appeared. And he's gone into battle. And he bleeds as well. But he doesn't have to go to A&E to get himself fixed up. But that bleeding is part of Leela. The energy just fixes everything up. So then at that time he goes, and Nrsingadev goes, I wish I was a child. And then he came as Vamana Dev. So when we were told this point, and it stayed with me. Because all the avatars after that, they had parents. And it's fantastic. And he wanted to receive the love like a child does. But in Vamana Dev's case, he was born, but immediately he became a dwarf, avatar. And the Lord doesn't have to go through the stages. He can choose to do so, as he did with Sri Krishna and Sri Ram. But other times he can just appear and then, grow quicker than a normal baby would grow. So I picked up a verse from Canto 8, 18th chapter, verse 12. Yattad vapur bhati vibhushanaya duer avyakta chid vyaktam adharya darhi babhuvatane sa vamano vathu sampashyato divyagatir yatha nataha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Lord appeared in his original form with ornaments and weapons in his hands. Although this ever-existing form is not visible in the material world, he nonetheless appeared in this form. Then, in the presence of his father and mother, he assumed the form of Vaman, a Brahman dwarf, a brahmachari, just like a theatrical actor. The word, purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word nataha is significant. An actor changes dress to play different parts, but he's always the same man. Similarly, as described in the Brahma Samhita, the Lord assumes many thousands and millions of forms. Advaitam achyutam anadim ananta rupam Adhyam Purana Purusham. He is always present with innumerable incarnations. Ramadi Murtishu Kala Nayamena Tishthan Nanavataram Akarod Bhuvaneshu Kintu. Nonetheless, although he appears in various incarnations, they are not different from one another. He is the same person with the same potency, the same eternity, and the same spiritual existence, but he can simultaneously assume various forms. When Vamana Dev appeared from the womb of his mother, he appeared in the form of Narayan, with 4 hands equipped with the necessary symbolic weapons, and then immediately transformed himself into a brahmachari. But 2. This means that his body is not material. One who thinks that the Supreme Lord assumes a material body is not intelligent. He has to learn more about the Lord's position. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Janam Karam Chame Divyam Evam Yoveti Tatvataha. One has to understand the transcendental appearance of the Lord in his original transcendental body, Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Satchit Ananda Vigraha. So this is purported by Srila Prabhupada. And hold on. There is further reading here, which I'm just going to, I won't read the Sanskrit, but we'll just read. Oh, yeah. When the great sages saw the Lord as the brahmachari dwarf Vaman, they were certainly very pleased. Thus they placed before them Kashyap Muni, the Prajapati, and performed all the ritualistic ceremonies, such as the birthday ceremony. So when we do our birthdays, we shouldn't think it's waste of time. It is to be glorified, to be born, as a human being, have the potential to realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead is worth celebrating. And here the same was done for Vamana Dev Ji. At the sacred ceremony, so the sacred ceremony was done immediately, ceremony of Vamana Dev, the sun god personally uttered the Gayatri mantra. So Surya Dev the Gayatri is a Surya mantra. Brihaspati offered the sacred thread, and Kashyap Muni offered a straw belt. Mother Earth gave him a deer skin. So it looks like, this activity happened in heavens, but Mother Earth also appeared there. And the demigod of the moon, who's the king of the forest, gave him a Brahma Danda, the rod of Brahmachari. His mother Aditi gave him cloth for underwear, coping, and the deity presiding over the heavenly kingdom offered him an umbrella. O King, Lord Brahma offered a water pot to the inexhaustible Supreme Personality of Godhead. See, the Kamandalu, Bhiksha Deham, is going to be a vital instrument in approaching Bali Maharaj. So that was given by Lord Brahma. I mean, the Lord is inexhaustible, and yet he's given a water pot to ask for Bhiksha. The 7 sages offered him kusha grass, and Mother Saraswati gave him a string of Rudraksh beads. When Vamana Dev had thus been given the sacred thread, Kuber, king of Yakshas, gave him a pot for begging alms. So it looks like the Brahmaji gave Kamandalu, and also there was another pot for begging alms. And Mother Bhagavati, the wife of Lord Shiva, and most chaste mother of the entire universe, gave him his first alms. So she's called Anpurna. Anpurna gave the first alms, Bhiksha. See, once she gives, it is auspicious Mangalam, because when we go to Banaras, we go to Vishwanath Mandir, And just opposite, there's Annapurna Mandir. I really like it because when I go there, we always make sure we come out of that temple of Lord Shiva and then we go to Annapurna. And I sit there and I remember praying that can our temple always have abundance of grains? So we always offering bhoga to the Lordship. And I remember that day. And there've been many times when, you know, we haven't got the funds or something like that, but there's always bhoga there for the Lordship. So Annapurna gave the first bhiksha. Having thus been welcomed by everyone, Lord Vamana Dev, the best of the brahmacharis, exhibited his Brahman effulgence. Thus he surpassed in beauty that entire assembly, which was filled with great saintly Brahmins. So, I mean, you can see when ordinary baby is born, the babies look so beautiful. Everyone is attracted. And when the Lord appears, how beautiful must he look? And you can see in the picture there, everybody is gazing at Vamana Dev. He had work to do. He had told, you know, Aditi that I cannot kill, you know, Bali Maharaj, but I'll have to trick him, but keep it a secret. Don't tell anyone. So only she knew it, that the Lord is not going to go, but not kill, you know, Bali Maharaj. But others didn't know what was in the mind of the Lord, what the plot was. So that was a secret. But he was so calm. The Lordship wasn't worried about which way it's going to go. Everything goes his way, by his will. Not a blade of grass moves without his will. So he was very calm. Everybody's enjoying the mood. When the Lord heard that Bali Maharaj was performing Ashwamedha sacrifice under the patronage of Brahmins belonging to the Bhrigu dynasty, the Supreme Lord, who's full in every respect, proceeded there to show his mercy to Bali Maharaj. So we might think he was cheated, but here is written by Vyasadeva, to show his mercy. By his weight, he pushed down the earth with every step. Although it's Vamana Dev, when he was moving the earth down with each step. While engaged in performing the sacrifice in the field known as Bhrigu Kacha, on the northern bank of the Narmada river, the Brahminical priests, the descendants of Bhrigu, saw Vamana Dev to be like the sun rising nearby. So Narmada river, so all this activity didn't happen in heaven. That's what I thought originally. But, you know, Bali had occupied that. So it looks like Kashyapa and Aditi were on this earth. And this was done by Narmada. So my correction, my apologies for being wrong. But here it goes, by the Narmada river in Bharat. Vamana Dev to be like the sun rising nearby. O king, because of Vamana Dev's bright effulgence, the priest, along with Bali Maharaj and all the members of the assembly, were robbed of their splendor. Because whenever we do any festival, everybody's so dressed up and everybody feels they are equally as good, if not better, you know, than others. But when Vamana Dev Ji appeared, you know, they were all robbed of their splendor. Thus they began to ask one another whether the sun god himself, Sanat Kumar, or the fire god had personally come to see the sacrificial ceremony. While the priests of the Bhrigu dynasty and the disciples talked and argued in various ways, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vamana Dev, holding in his hand the rod, the umbrella, and a water pot full of water, entered the arena of the Ashwamedha sacrifice, because this Ashwamedha sacrifice is going to be done. Appearing as a Brahmin boy, wearing a belt of straw, a sacred thread, an upper garment of deer skin, and matted locks of hair, Lord Vamana Dev entered the arena of sacrifice. His brilliant effulgence diminished the brilliance of all the priests and their disciples, who thus stood there from their seats and welcomed the Lord properly by offering obeisances. I was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, and in there, as you know, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went for the first time, and he was so excited, he couldn't even say the name Jagannath, he went and he just fainted. He was so excited to meet Jagannath, he actually fainted. He actually didn't take proper darshan. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, you know, saw that the servants there working because the bhoga offering had to be done. they were going to actually hit him to wake him up, he immediately stopped them. He goes, no, 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 leave him to me. And he tried to wake Chaitanya Mahaprabhu up. And then he realized Bhog offering is going to come soon, so he won't be able to do that. So he asked his servants, carry him to my house. So near Sveta Ganga is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house. We went there last time. And they showed the place where they brought Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there. They even showed us and touched on our head, little kamandlu, where the water was given to the Lordship. From the well, there's a well there as well. And so this is where they got the well, and they did that. So it was this year. So I remember all that. And when I was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's explained how Sarvabhauma, took Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his house. And then Nityananda Prabhu and others were coming from behind. And when they went to the gate, they heard people talking about, a very handsome sannyasi came and the way he acted. And they said, who are you talking about? And then Gopinath Acharya, who was from Bengal, was living in Jagannath Puri. And he came and he immediately saw Nityananda Prabhu and paid obeisances. And then the charcha happened. He goes, oh yeah, I'll take you to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house. He's been taken there. So when he went there, Sarvabhauma saw everybody, others come as well. But when he saw Nityananda Prabhu, again, he bowed down. And then he said, oh, this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has fainted. So I read it. It says that they didn't wake up Lordship straight away. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, you go with my servants and take darshan of Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. So Nityananda Prabhu was escorted with the other devotees. So they went inside. As soon as they went inside, everybody was looking at Nityananda and offering obeisances. And the pujari went quickly and got a garland of Jagannathji and put it on Nityananda. So I was just thinking, nobody introduced Nityananda, but they all were attracted to him. So that's the Lordship. And here we're reading as well, thus offering a proper reception to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who's always beautiful to the liberated souls. Bali Maharaj worshipped him by washing his lotus feet. So, I'm reading these details. Normally in my class, I don't read, but these details are so wonderful that step by step, it shows what actually happened. Otherwise, you see the serials and the Bollywoodize it and, the suspension and everything there. I was thinking, let me read what actually really happened. So there, Bali Maharaj straight away washed his lotus feet, although he's focusing, just about to do the yajna. Lord Shiva, the best of demigods, who carries on his forehead the emblem of the moon, receives on his head with great devotion the Gangaji, water emanating from the toe of Vishnu. Being aware of religious principles, Bali Maharaj knew this. Consequently, following in the footsteps of Lord Shiva, he also placed on his head the water that had washed the Lord's lotus feet. Bali Maharaj then said to Lord Vamana Dev, O Brahman, I offer you my hearty welcome and my respectful obeisances. Please let us know what we may do for you. We think of you as the personified austerity of the great Brahman sages. So Bali Maharaj just said, what can I offer you? Oh my Lord, because you have kindly arrived at our home, all my forefathers are satisfied. Our family and entire dynasty have been sanctified. And the sacrifice we are performing is now complete because of your presence. So, this is how a sadhu is welcomed from the heart, from the family, and with the faith that this is the most fortunate moment where a sadhu has walked in. O son of Brahman, today the fire of sacrifice is blazing according to the injunctions of the Shastras. And I have been freed from all the sinful reactions of my life by the water that has washed your lotus feet. On one hand, the fire is burning away the sins. On the other hand, the water from the Lordship's lotus feet is also, removing all the sins. Oh my Lord, by the touch of your small lotus feet, the entire surface of the world has been sanctified. And you can see, just like his grandfather, he is paying obeisance to the lotus feet of Vamana Dev, like Prahlad Maharaj did to Nrsimha Dev. This is the etiquette, and we should learn that as well. More and more in Kali Yuga, we are becoming proud of our intelligence and our deeds and our opulence, our wealth. And we forget that the real wealth is humility. We all do that. We all make the mistake. When the going is good, I've heard statements like, oh, so-and-so had success, but was he able to handle the success? Because, being able to achieve something else. Then to live with it and stay humble, this is needed. And that's where a spiritual master is needed to train you, that when things are going good for you, how to stay humble, because you always remember you have a spiritual master. No matter how high you go, it is all by the favor of the spiritual master and Krishna that you've achieved those great heights. O son of Brahman, it appears that you have come here to ask me for something. Therefore, whatever you want, you may take from me, O best of those who are worshipable. You may take from me a cow, gold, a furnished house, palatable food and drink, the daughter of Brahman for your wife, prosperous villages, horses, elephants, chariots, whatever you desire. So there you go. The chapter ends there. Bali Maharaj has made the move saying, what do you want? And what happened then? You all know it. He asked, can I have just 3 steps of land? And Bali Maharaj laughed and he says, why are you insulting me? Do you know I'm, the emperor of the whole, 3 worlds. I can give you anything. And he goes, no, I just want 3 steps. And it is said, I've heard, because I'm not reading now, that Shukracharya said there, he goes, a Brahman, when he's offered something, these are not my words. He says, this is what somebody said, what Shukracharya thought. He goes, he's a Brahman. And usually they're greedy when you tell them, what do you want? They'll ask for more than what they want. But he's insisting he only wants 3 steps. So then Shukracharya ji, he meditated and he saw that form was of Lord Vishnu. And he immediately realized, oh my God, I better warn him. And he goes to Bali Maharaj, this is not a dwarf. This, in guise of a Brahman, is Lord Vishnu. And you shouldn't give him anything. Don't make sankalpa, because sankalpa is you take water on there and then you say, I will do this. And you have to do that. Otherwise, it's considered a sin. These days people give promise, okay, I promise I'll do this. I promise I'll do that. And they don't. They don't even come to meet you. I promise I'll meet you at 6. They don't do that. They think it's a small thing. But whereas before it's gentleman's word. They'll do sankalpa and then they will stick to it. So he said, don't do the sankalpa. And this is one of the sadhus, who came to Coventry, and he said, well, Guruji, your work is done. We do all this devotion to attain Lord Vishnu. Now he's here, you have been very successful. So please now don't interfere with how I deal with you. You've done your bit, let me do mine. It doesn't matter. It goes full, then you're going to lose it all. And he goes, so be it. Because you so realize everything belongs to the Lord. So you can see, just like Parikshit Maharaj, on the last day, when Takshat was coming to bite him, he had given up. He had given up just 6 days before his palace and family and everything. So he had renounced and he knew his end would come. And that should be our mood. We can't take anything with us. So even Bali Maharaj realized immediately, this is the Supreme Lord who gave me everything. He wasn't even thinking about Indra and the results of the Ashwamedh Yagya, who's his friend, who's an enemy. And his spiritual master is stopping him. And like Guru Maharaj used to say, live for Dharma, die for Dharma. But you got to know what your Dharma is before you die or live in Dharma. So the Guru teaches you Dharma. So he knew the Dharma, the goal of my life. And Prahlad Maharaj was Lord Vishnu. Whereas the other Daityas, it wasn't Lord Vishnu. And Shukracharya actually didn't like Bali Maharaj. That they are sticking to, Lord Vishnu. So then, but he tried to stop him, giving him, because Shukracharya got all, everything, his maintenance from the disciples. So he was trying to block it. So he shrunk himself with mystic power, went into this, water pot and tried to block it. And we've seen it in the serial. So then with the kusha grass, which is very small blade, Vamana, so let me clear it, something stuck in there. So did that, and he poked one eye of Shukracharya ji, who then came out, and one eye was bleeding, and the Lordship just knew what he had just done. And see, the Lord is being kind to Bali Maharaj, but look at this act of Shukracharya. So nobody should really stop anyone from meeting with the Lord and carrying out the Lord's instruction. It's a hindrance. It's a very, very deep subject, that one. But anyway, so then he did the sankalpa. He said, now remember, you got to give 3 steps. And if you can't give it, because you've given your promise, there'll be a penalty, there'll be punishment. And Bali Maharaj just smiled, and he just thought, well, the Lord knows best. I don't know what 3 steps of land is. Nothing. Why is he emphasizing on that? The Lordship had a plan. So then what happened is, he took the sankalpa, and the Lordship grew taller and taller and taller, and bigger than just Indra's heavenly planets. Within 2 steps, he had touched the shell of the universe, pierced it, and the water, Gangaji, comes through, and his feet get washed like that. And then Brahmaji also took the chance to wash Trivikrama, is called, his feet as well. And that water became so pure. So when we go to Gangaji, when people talk about ashes to be thrown anywhere, Avon will do and all that. I'm sorry, that is not Vamana Dev's water which came from the outer shell. Gangaji is special. Please make note. This is what Trivikrama did. So then, he said, okay, Bali. Bali was amazed. He said, look, this dwarf has become so huge. You can't even see him, because the Lord has got a different dimension. It's not material body, so he can actually pass through all planets and everything. And then the Lord said, okay, you told me 3 steps. Where do I put the 3rd step? He says, you haven't got any more land now, so I have to punish you. And then Bali Maharaj just smiled. He said, well, can you put your 3rd step on my head? So I told you about Prahlad Maharaj. He was always interested in the lotus feet of the Lord, like we should do. When we take darshan, we should look from the... And then there's a beautiful picture of, then Vamana Dev put his foot on Bali's head and pushed him down all the way from heaven. Aditi's work is done. He's been removed from heaven. Nobody's been killed. And then he went to Sutalok. When he went to Sutalok, and he says, Bali Maharaj was still very happy. And it is said the Sutalok is better than actually Indralok. Better. It's in the subterranean, but everything is beautiful. And the Lordship promised that I will actually guard your place. Guard your place every day, every time, all the time. So Bali Maharaj installed a deity of Lord Vishnu in Sutalok. And I remember reading somewhere where Bali Maharaj says that actually Indra is, a demigod. But look, when you were born, you came as Upendra. He wasn't interested in you. He was waiting for you to take the land from me and give it to him. That's what his interest was. But look at me. When you came, I just forgot, about this Indralok. I just thought of devotion to your lotus feet. So although we might be deities, we are demons, but we are humble because you humbled us. Whereas the demigods thought, Upendra, that is my younger brother, so he felt proud. He says they are bereft of humility. So all these shades of like who's demigod, who's demon, who's devotee, who's not, what is their behavior, gets quite mixed up when you read this Leela and you realize within you as well, there's a demigod nature. Within you as well, there's a demoniac. Whatever it is, you should actually surrender to the Lord. And when you do that, doesn't matter how you are, because you're chanting the names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You're doing deity worship. You're doing a Kartik Vrats, all these things. Doesn't matter how you are here, the Lord will come and make it all right. You must have that confidence. And so Vamana Dev's Leela is amazing. I enjoyed reading it and I hope I remember it. But I find Bhagavatam is very beautiful. We see the different aspects of the Lord. different avatars. Each one brings his own flavor, and it excites you that Krishna is the mukhya. He's the main one. He's the primary. He's the original. And his expansions come and give us joy. And in a situation which seems impossible, the Lord has a solution. Not only that, he makes that problem go away. And the devotees are always protected, whether they are demigods or they're daityas or whatever. All you got to do is surrender to the Lord. So hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And so Vamana Dev's appearance is very nice. Bhaktivinod Thakur is my favorite. He started the Renaissance. When Gaudiya Vaishnava was actually disappeared, there's a lot of Sahajas. The Parampara link, was there, but wasn't popular. It was gone out of popularity in Bengal. So Bhaktivinod Thakur, he just came very, very intelligent, and he gave, his wife gave birth to Bhaktisiddhanta Ji, who's the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada. And the rest of the story. Srila Prabhupada came to the West and rescued all of us. So we thank Bhaktivinod Thakur. Yashomati Nandan, the bhajan we did, written by him. He wrote about 100 books, and he's written philosophical books. And I love the way he presents everything in stages, step 1, step 2, step 3. It's very, very practical. And he used to only sleep a short time in a day, and then do his, magistrate work as well. And the British liked him. A very, very powerful devotee. So we have run out of time, and it's only briefly what I said about Bhaktivinod Thakur, and maybe some other time we'll expand on Bhaktivinod Thakur. Thank you very much. Thank you, Patta Pavan. Over to you now, and you're doing a great service. Yeah.
Gauranga. Yours is the best service, Haridas Prabhu. I don't know how you do this every Sunday, even Vidar Prabhu. Yes, the MC only comes on in little captions, but how you capturing it in the audience and then giving the class and then moving on to the next person. I think everybody should participate who think they could do MCing, because normally otherwise you'd sit there, bead bag in hand, and just looking at the screen going, oh, this has happened, that's happened, or the internet's fell off, but you don't realize what's going on in the background.
I know you got to carry on the show, so to speak. Yeah. You're the anchor man. It's a nice word, anchor man.
Honestly, you're doing a good service. Just let Anurag, I won't be volunteering very quickly. Far distant future.
You're doing it very nice.
No. Honestly, I loved the point about Bali Maharaj. For a demon to be so humble and surrender to the Lord Vishnu. I can't even surrender my bed or my hunger or my thirst. But here's someone who's gave up and sacrificed not just his sleep, his hunger, or the planet Earth, but the 3 planets. He gave up everything. So I really loved the class. I absolutely loved it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Oh no, Gauranga. Gaura. Wonderful class. Honestly, just on surrender, we could be learning from not just the devotees of the Lord, but the demigods, but the demons as well. So that is amazing. Especially in this Kali Yuga, the demons were better than us. Gauranga. Thank you very much. Gaurari. Shortly, we'll be going over to the temple for the main arti of our beloved Gaur Nitai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. Let's hope the devotees are ready. The Pujari is ready. Gaura Hari. Jai Hari Bol Nain Manjari Gauranga. It's your wonderful turn to glory. Bless us with your Sankirtan.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, great. Yes, beautifully.
So can I start now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Guru Maharaj, Jayo Guru Maharaj. Kiba Jayo, Jayo Gaura Chandi, वसी अति गौराचा रता सिमसाने आरती करे न ब्रह्मा आदि देवगाने नरहरि आदि कोरी कमर दुलाया संजया मुकुंद वासु घोषदि गाया शंखा बजे घंटा बजे बाजे करताला माधुर मेरा गंगा बाजे परम रसाला शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे नित्य गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल 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 बाहु कोटि चंद्र जिनी वंदन उजवाला गाला देशे वनमाला कोरे जलमाला शिवा सुख नारदा प्रेमे गदा गदा भक्ति विनोदा देखे गौरा संपादा गौरंगे आरोति शोभा जग जनमन लोभा गौरंगे आरोति शोभा जग जनमन लोभा जग जनमन लोभा जग जनमन लोभा नित्य गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल 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 नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति कृष्णदास स्वामी इति नामिने जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य Gaura Bhaktivinod Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinod Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jayo Sachinandana Gaura Hari Gaura Gaura Hari Jayo Sachinandana Gaura Hari Gaura 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 Hari Gaura 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 Hari Vishnu Priya Pran Dhan Nadiya Bihari Jayo Nitai Chan Jayo Nitai Chan Jayo Nitai Chan Deka Chakradam Jayo Sachinandana Gaura Hari Gaura 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 Hari Gaura 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 Hari Vishnu Priya Pran Dhan Nadiya Bihari Jayo Sachinandana Mayapura Dham Jayo Sachinandana Mayapura Dham Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Gaura Hari Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Gaura Hari Gaura 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 Hari Gaura 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 Hari Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Baba Tumi Nilachala Chandra Swami Jagannath Nilachala Madhava Pyare Jagannath Nilachala Chandra Swami Jagannath Nilachala Madhava Pyare Jagannath Jayo Baladev Jayo Subhadra Jayo Baladeva Jayo Subhadra Jayo Baladeva Jayo Subhadra Jayo Baladeva Jayo Subhadra Jayo Radha Gokula Nanda Radha Gokula Nanda Radhe Jayo Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Ol Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Ol Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, Jayo Guru Maharaj, Jayo Guru Maharaj, Jayo Guru Maharaj, Jayo Guru Maharaj. Jayo Guru Maharaj, Jayo Guru Maharaj, Jayo Guru Maharaj, Jayo Guru Maharaj. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol.
Jai, thank you very much, Naina Manjriyanti, Namyo
Thank you,
Vishnu
Maharaj.
Paramahansa Pravakajaya Shashimad. His Holiness Pyari Puja Guru Maharaj Ki Jai, Namyo Vishnu Paramahansa Pravakajaya Shashimad. His one is AC Bhakti Vedanta Jakt Guru Shra Prabhupada Ki Jai. Bibidi Fane Jai Jakt Guru Shra Prabhupada Ki Jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, नामचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय, सिक्स गोस्वामी वृंदावन की जय, गुरु परंपरा की जय, श्री तुलसी वृंदरी भक्ति देवी की जय। जय श्री श्री सचिनंद निताय चांद की जय, श्री पंच तत्व की जय, प्रेम से श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, श्रीलो जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय, श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय। जय श्री राधा माधव की जय, राधा कुकुलानंद की जय, राधा रमन लाल की जय, वृंदावन धाम तिरुपति धाम जगन्नाथपुरी धाम अयोध्या धाम एक चक्रनाथ नारायण मायापुर धाम की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओ ग्लोरीज सेमरिवरीज हरे कृष्णा, ओ ग्लोरीज सेमरिवरीज हरे कृष्णा, ओ ग्लोरीज सेमरिवरीज हरे कृष्णा, ओ ग्लोरीज टू श्री गुरु एंड श्री गौरांग। Right. Jai Adi. Thank you very much. Now we'll be going across to Thakur Bhai in Rugby for nursing Aarti. Is Thakur Bhai Prabhuji, are you ready? Jai Hari Bol Gauranga. So if you can start nursing Aarti, please.
Okay, then. Namaste Narasimhaya Praladadayine Hiranyakashi Purvakshaya Shilatankanakalaye To Nasimho Par To Nasimho Yato Yato Yami Tato Nasimho Bahe Nasimho Hridaye Nasimho Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapadye Tava Kara Kamala Vare Nakha Adbhuta Singaya Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubinga Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रभुपादा प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय गुरु महाराज गुरु महाराज गुरु महाराज जय गुरु महाराज निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल 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 जय नरसिंहदेव की जय प्रहलाद महाराज की जय प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय गुरु प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल
Jai, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Thakur Bhai and Neela aunties. Nice to see you. Thank you for singing the prayer so nicely, and we will see you again on the Sunday live broadcast sometime soon. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So thank you for tuning in today. So those Nrsingadev prayers were dedicated to His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. We have had news that Maharaj has been tested positive for COVID-19. So we pray for his quick recovery and his full health. And may Lord Krishna bring him back to good physical health very soon. Also, I've had news that Ishani Mataji, her mother, Sunita, has had a minor heart attack recently. So we're so sorry to hear the news. And we also offer those Nrsingadev prayers to Ishani's mother. So just a few announcements. Thank you everybody for tuning in today. Just a reminder, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Krishna of Vrindavan. And follow us on Facebook. These Sunday programs are streamed live on Facebook and on YouTube. Visit our website, www.krishnaofvrindavan.com. And do click the subscribe button on our YouTube channel to be notified of our live events. So I have had some announcement appearance day of Srila Driva Goswami, and it was also the appearance day of Sri Vamana Dev Ji, which we celebrated in the class today. Tomorrow's bank holiday, so all those of you who are looking forward to a lovely bank holiday tomorrow, hope the weather's nice and do stay safe. Also, the third month of Chaturmasya begins on the 1st of September. So I believe it's fasting from milk for the third month of Chaturmasya. If you would like to sponsor any offerings to the Lordships during Chaturmasya month, please do contact us. Please do send us an email or contact any of the senior devotees via WhatsApp. You can also book on our website, www.krishnaofvrindavan.com. So £25 for any morning or evening sponsorship, where the pujaris will offer a bhoga to the Lordships, to Sri Sri Satyananda Chand, our installed deities at ISKCON Coventry, on your behalf. Also, the Shraddh month also starts on the 1st of September. So if you would like to sponsor any bhoga on behalf of a departed soul during the month of Shraddh, please do again contact us, and the temple will arrange any special puja or bhoga offering on your behalf or on behalf of the departed soul. So we have a special event happening this week. It's sponsored by the Vadukul family. So Nain Mundri, if she is still online, Nain Mundri and Bharat, Hare Krishna. So thank you both for joining us. Thank you, Auntie, for singing the Aarti. It was wonderful. So would you like to tell us a bit more about this katha that's been sponsored by yourselves and organised by yourself? Thank you.
You can speak. Haribol, everyone. Yes, we were going to have Bhagavad Katha, Lal Govind Prabhu coming to UK to do the Katha. But unfortunately, because of the lockdown, we had to cancel all that. So we decided to have a katha on Zoom. So we are inviting everyone to please join. It's going to be on Srimad Bhagavad Katha. So we would like to invite everyone. And I have been following and listening to Lal Govind Prabhu's Katha for last 4 years, and especially now, lockdown, Zoom, we have been listening to his kathas as well constantly. So, like we decided that we will have, we'll do the katha on Zoom. So we would like to invite everyone. Please do join us for the katha.
Brilliant. That's excellent. Thank you very much. And we can forward the details if anybody would like. So Nen Mandri auntie or Bharat uncle can forward the details via WhatsApp, and we can also send them if anybody's watching and they would like to tune in into this katha sponsored by your family. We can also send them the details. So it's very auspicious. Please do tune into this katha by Lal Govindji, senior devotee in ISKCON, and it's also happening in the Chaturmasya period. So it's very, very auspicious. So that's via Zoom, is it? You said. Not on YouTube.
Yeah, Zoom, yeah.
There are three platforms: Zoom, YouTube, and Facebook. And you can also see it. So you can see it live, or you can see it later on YouTube.
Brilliant. That's great. So thank
And
you
the
very much.
information is on the leaflet, Anuragi.
That's great. So the leaflet's there. It's online now, and we can also forward this invitation to you all. So Zoom, YouTube, and Facebook. So do tune in. That starts on the 1st of September, I believe.
That's right, yes.
4 o'clock in the afternoon, it starts some kirtan to start with. And then Lal Govind Prabhuji comes at about 4:30, and it lasts to 6:30 UK time. There are people joining from all over the world, so you'll see in India time as well as in America time, because Lal Govind Prabhuji is currently based in the USA, so obviously that time is there. But the UK time is 4 p.m.
4 p.m. That's great. So thank you very much, and we will see you online at some point. So thank you for the information. I hope the katha goes very well. Hare Krishna. So that's the end of today's Sunday program. So also Adhik Maas Purushottam Maas will be starting on the 18th of September. That's a little way away. But just to give everyone a heads up, that the third month of Chaturmasya, and then Purushottam Maas, and then after that the fourth month of Chaturmasya will start. So the Adhik Maas is happening on the 18th of September. So if you would like to send any donations to the temple or sponsor Bhoga, please do contact us and let us know. We will be tuning in next Sunday for the next Sunday program. Please do join us, same place, same time. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.